Yo, what's going on, everybody? So, everyone's been asking me to make a video, so I'm gonna have to make a video. I've just been real busy, and I don't want to say haven't found a topic to talk about because there's plenty of stuff, but sometimes no words are the best words. But that can only go so far, I guess. So, anyways, subscribe to the channel if you're not. We're going to talk about the best breathing technique on the planet, on this earth, and arguably the most simple. In doing this, you can get to know your soul in some stillness. You can abide some stillness into your life and help you with your emotions, your feelings, your thoughts, and anything else along that. Nervousness, anxiety, depression, doesn't matter, because all that stuff is going to be subsided once you realize and touch the soul. So basically, we're going to go over it real quick. It's very simple, and it's just watching your breath. So all you have to do is just watch your breath. And ideally, you're not going to think about this. You're just going to do it. So I'll do it one time. So here we go. And I keep saying so. You can do it mouth. It doesn't matter how you do it, mouth or through your nose. So you're not going to hear it, but I'm going to guide you through it. So it's going to be in. It's going to be in. So inhale in. And let it go. Now everyone's going to breathe a little different, and I'll do it a couple more times just so you get it down. Now you don't need to do a deep breath, but naturally you are more than likely going to do a deeper breath when you consciously tune into it. So that's what you're doing. You're consciously tuning into your breath, you're following it, you're being the witness, and if you do it correctly, you're not going to have any thoughts. So this is a great way to getting to whatever you want to call it, you know, the stillness, the soul, and this is what some people call meditation. There's so many different ways, and some people, I don't know, it almost seems like they scrutinize the word anyway. It's just as simple as that. And so you'll notice when you inhale, there's going to be a pause. And you'll see it. And when you exhale, there's going to be a pause. There's going to be just that moment of silence. In those moments, they'll usually gradually get bigger the more that you do it. And they don't necessarily need to get bigger. But those moments, you'll see that you'll have no thoughts. And you'll just be there. You can do it with your eyes open or your eyes closed. You can do it sitting up or laying down. You can do it running. You can do it walking. You can do it at work. You can do it driving. You can do it playing a video game. Though it's a little harder to do when you're doing certain things, especially like looking at something very stimulating like a phone screen or a video game, because I've done it a bunch of times before. I used to do it all the time. And you just follow that breath, basically. And again, you can also do it when you sprint. If you do something that involves a lot of breath, using that breath, that's perfect, because it will just, your body will automatically do it, because you'll be forcing it to do it, and you can just tune into it and watch it. So when you watch it, you'll become the watcher. And this is like the whole thing. This is how you control your body and get discipline. Because a lot of people have thought, the thing is, you breathe all day. But how many of you, especially if you've never done it before, how many of you ever just follow your breath. Consciously breathe your way. You may have hyperventilated before, but consciously breathe. Unless you were, and this isn't always the case too, but unless you're actually starving for breath, like unless you need oxygen, if for some reason you're in a car that's drowning, you're in a bad ventilation area, but still you have to make the connection, do it consciously. It doesn't always happen, but those are ways to come to it. But it's when someone mentions something, then it kind of leads you on a trail. And so when you do this, as again I was stating, your breath, you breathe all day, but most people never follow the breath. Your heart beats all day. You can control your heart rate. I'm not going to get into that because I personally don't know how to do it some extent. I can to some extent, but you can actually make your heart not even beat. And that's not the point of the video, but I just wanted to go over these things that you do unconsciously because I'm going to get to the big one in a second. So all your organs move, the food moves through your body heats itself up, it almost wakes up on its own and goes to sleep on its own too. It breathes on its own, the blood pumps through, everything's working on its own basically. You can consciously do everything, yes you can, but that's really deep, and like I said, I don't know how to do all that stuff. Anyway, another thing is your thoughts. So your thoughts are always working, and a lot of people are just like, oh, I have a thought, I have another thought, I have another thought, and I have another thought. The thing is, these thoughts are, you're just falling into the trap because your brain, it's always working. It's always gonna work, and it always have thoughts, but you can actually have no thoughts too. And you'll see when you do this breathing technique how it will happen. You'll see that there'll just be, you don't even need to do the breathing technique for it to actually happen. It can happen so many ways, and it can just happen being there. And once you realize this, then you'll be able to control your emotions and thoughts, and you'll realize that, like, because how many of us have, like, we feel real excited about something, then we feel real down. It's coming from within inside. The feeling of it, the up and down, is coming from inside. Everything comes from within inside. There can be external factors, but how you feel is always gonna feel from the inside. And this is exactly it. Your brain, if you're not in control of it, or you're not watching your thoughts, and this is where we're getting at with this whole thing, and then eventually you'll have less thoughts and less thoughts, and then you'll be able to tune into your thinking when you want to, because what we're doing is trying to tune out of the thinking so your thoughts don't control you. And like, oh, I'm thinking about this, oh, this makes me so nervous, oh, I'm thinking about this past memory, oh, it makes me so sad. But these feelings and these emotions, they're not you. They're not you. They're just most of it's a past and a collective memory, and it's stored somewhere, but it's not you, because you're a soul, and the soul is formless. It's almost, we can say, emotionless in a way, which it is, but it's also, it can't be explained. It can't be explained, but there's so many words to explain it. Some people, you could call it God when we get to that level. You know, this is the same thing Jesus was talking about, Buddha was talking about, any guru was talking about, and multiple, countless other people. Shakespeare actually talks about this. And all these people are talking about what I'm talking about, and there's just so many ways to talk about it. And once you see this though, like your thoughts going all around, some people are so caught up in their head, but you'll realize, like, that's just a thought. I don't have to go through with it. I can, and once you watch it, all those feelings and emotions will eventually fade because they're not you. Even if you are angry, your angry eventually goes away. You don't stay, you can't, it's very, you have to actually try to be sad, basically, to be sad for so long. That's why they say it takes time to heal, but it does. But once you realize this and really tune into the source, the connection, the creation, there's so many words for it, God, prana, You can call it Jesus Christ. You can call it anything you want, because this is what they're talking about. It's just they make a way, because people want a story for everything to make it way difficult. And this video is way longer. I just wanted to give you the breathing exercise so you can connect the soul. You'll see that there's no thoughts. Just even that usually people have had no thoughts before, but they don't recognize it. And once you recognize it, you'll catch on. Then you realize, like, oh, I don't gotta feel bad about this. That's just how the body's feeling, or how I'm interpreting through the mind. Because a lot of the time it's your mind. A lot of the time you think about what happened yesterday, what happened last week. And if that stuff does come up, watch, it always fades away. And even knowing it fades away, you can even force it to fade away, or you can tune into it if you really want to. But this is perfect. So we'll go one more time with the breathing exercise. Super simple. And you noticed when you breathe in, there's going to be a moment, you want that moment of silence. You don't want to do it real fast. You want to do it almost as you're not doing it, and you just want to follow it. And you can do a deep breath. I like doing a deep breath. So we'll go in. And out. You can also, I'm kind of not exaggerating, but that's my big breath. Like, that's my almost full breath. And you can just keep doing it. Just even doing it 5 minutes a day is fine, because you're doing a little bit's doing it better than none. And you can do it anytime. And also, it doesn't have to be the big breath. You could just follow it, but it won't be any noise, so you won't be able to hear me. So in, out, and then there's a moment of silence. Then it comes back in, and then there's a moment of silence, and then it's out, and then there's this moment of silence. The moment of silence is when there's not being breath pulled in, and there's not being breath blown out. And also, I just want to say an example. A sniper holds in his breath, and more than likely he's not thinking when he's doing this. When a sniper is looking to aim at a target, because he's just in the moment. He's not thinking about anything. He's just there, and you'll realize this. Also, somebody who's like underwater, basically, that's limited with oxygen, you'll see this too. So that's it. Subscribe to the channel, and yeah, I hope you like the video, and take it away. I'm gonna try to upload one every day, and this one was way too long. But I guess it's good for one that I haven't dropped in a while. So I'll try to up one every day now that things are going for me, basically. So yeah, peace.